Satan, originally known as Lucifer, was once a glorious being in heaven. Leading worship in the throne room of God, Lucifer walked on stones of fire and was perfect in his ways. But how did such a magnificent being fall from grace and end up going against his creator? In today's video, we delve into the heights of Lucifer and the depths of Satan. The name Lucifer means light bearer, and that was his role in heaven. He carried the light and glory of God, leading worship and giving praise, honor, and thanks to the Lord of all creation. Some theologians suggest that Lucifer had musical instruments built into him, and as he walked, these instruments played, creating glorious worship for God. To understand Lucifer's greatness, we need to comprehend the heavenly hierarchy. There are different archangels with specific roles. Michael is a warrior archangel, Gabriel is a messenger, and Lucifer was the worship archangel. Now, let's look at what the Bible says about Lucifer. Isaiah 14:12-15. How you have fallen from heaven, morning star, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to the earth, you who once laid low the nations. You said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit enthroned on the mount of assembly, on the utmost heights of Mount Zaphon. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. But you are brought down to the realm of the dead, to the depths of the pit. Ezekiel 28:13-18. You were the seal of perfection, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was your covering. The sardius, topaz and diamond, beryl, onyx and jasper, sapphire, turquoise and emerald with gold. The workmanship of your timbrels and pipes was prepared for you on the day you were created. You were the anointed cherub who covers. I established you. You were on the holy mountain of God. You walked back and forth in the midst of fiery stones. You were perfect in your ways from the day you were created, till iniquity was found in you. By the abundance of your trading, you became filled with violence within, and you sinned. Therefore I cast you as a profane thing out of the mountain of God, and I destroyed you, O covering cherub, from the midst of the fiery stones. Your heart was lifted up because of your beauty. You corrupted your wisdom for the sake of your splendor. I cast you to the ground. I laid you before kings, that they might gaze at you. You defiled your sanctuaries by the multitude of your iniquities, by the iniquity of your trading. Therefore I brought fire from your midst. It devoured you, and I turned you to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all who saw you. You see, Lucifer did not want to be like God, he wanted to be God. As children of God, we must strive to be like God in our character. But Lucifer wanted to overthrow the Lord and become God. So Lucifer was a beautiful being who was perfect in all his ways. He was identified as a son of the morning. He was a son. He was under God the Father and had a relationship with God. Here is a little secret that you probably won't believe. Lucifer was actually in the image of God. How do we know this? Well, let's first look at how God the Father looks like in the Bible. Revelation 4 verse 2-5 says, There before me was a throne in heaven with someone sitting on it, and the one who sat there had the appearance of jasper and ruby. A rainbow that shone like an emerald encircled the throne. Surrounding the throne were 24 other thrones, and seated on them were 24 elders. They were dressed in white and had crowns of gold on their heads. From the throne came flashes of lightning, rumblings, and peals of thunder. Lucifer's pride and ambition to become equal to God led to a rebellion in heaven. This rebellion was not a quiet dissent, but a full-blown war. Lucifer, blinded by his desire for power, convinced a third of the angels under his command to join him in his insurrection against God. Revelation 12:7-9 describes this celestial conflict. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Michael, the warrior archangel, led the loyal angels in a fierce battle against Lucifer and his followers. The heavens trembled with the clash of these mighty forces. Despite Lucifer's power and charisma, He and his rebellious angels were no match for the forces of good led by Michael. The rebellion was quashed, and Lucifer, now known as Satan, was cast out of heaven along with his fallen angels. Lucifer's downfall was rooted in pride. He did not simply want to be like God, he wanted to be God. As children of God, we strive to emulate his character, but Lucifer desired to overthrow the Lord and take his place. Lucifer, a son of the morning, was initially in a relationship with God, reflecting his glory. The Bible depicts God with the appearance of precious stones, and similarly, every precious stone was Lucifer's covering. God's light would shine upon Lucifer, reflecting through his precious stones, creating a beautiful, glorious scene. However, Lucifer's pride grew as he began to see himself as equal to God. Lucifer deceived a third of the angels under him to turn against God. This did not include a third of all angels, just those under his command. His pride made him believe he could be God, leading to a rebellion in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against Lucifer and his followers. Eventually, God cast Lucifer and his angels down to earth. After his fall, Lucifer became known as Satan, no longer a bearer of light, but of darkness. Satan's role in the Bible continues as he deceives Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, causing humanity's fall. He also tests Job's faith and tempts Jesus in the wilderness. In the Garden of Eden, Satan appeared as a serpent and deceived Eve into eating the forbidden fruit. By doing so, he succeeded in bringing a curse upon humanity through Adam's disobedience. This act marked the beginning of humanity's separation from God and the introduction of sin into the world. Satan appears again in the book of Job, where he challenges God about Job's righteousness. He suggests that Job is faithful only because of God's protection and blessings. God allows Satan to test Job, resulting in Job losing his wealth, children, and health. Despite these trials, Job remains faithful to God, proving Satan wrong. In the New Testament, after Jesus completes a 40-day fast, Satan tempts him in the wilderness. The Gospel of Matthew describes this encounter. Matthew 4:10. If you are the Son of God, command that these stones become loaves of bread. Jesus answered, It is written, Man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God. Then the devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. If you are the Son of God, he said, throw yourself down, for it is written, He will command His angels concerning you, and they will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. Jesus answered him, It is also written, Do not put the Lord your God to the test. Again the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. All this I will give you, he said, if you will bow down and worship me. Jesus said to him, Away from me, Satan, for it is written, Worship the Lord your God and serve Him only. The book of Revelation reveals Satan's ultimate fate. He will be bound for 1,000 years and then released for a short time before being thrown into the lake of fire for eternity. Revelation 21:1-3. Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven. He had in his hand a key to the hole without a bottom. He also had a strong chain. He took hold of the dragon, that old snake, who is the devil or Satan, and chained him for 1,000 years. The angel threw the devil into the hole without a bottom. He shut it and locked him in it. He could not fool the nations anymore until the 1,000 years were completed. After this, he must be free for a while. Revelation 20:7-10. When the 1,000 years are finished, Satan will be free to leave his prison. He will go out and fool the nations who are over all the world. They are Gog and Magog. He will gather them all together for war. There will be as many as the sand along the seashore. They will spread out over the earth and all around the place where God's people are and around the city that is loved. Fire will come down from God out of heaven and destroy them. Then the devil who fooled them will be thrown into the lake of fire burning with sulfur. The wild animal and the false preacher are already there. They will all be punished day and night forever. Satan's pride led to his downfall, a lesson for all to avoid letting ego lead us astray. Remember Jesus' words, He who humbles himself will be exalted, and he who exalts himself will be humbled. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and check out the next video on the screen. Thank you for watching.